loud. Little Pilates Flow. We're starting on our bellies this morning. You can place your hands underneath your forehead and your legs just out long behind you. And this is probably my favorite place to start because it really gives you the support of the ground and really allows everything just to kind of soften along the ground. Once you've landed, take a nice inhale in through your nose, filling up the ribs, sending the breath down towards the low back. And exhale, slowly release that breath out through your nose. Think about a nice 4-second inhale and a 5-second exhale. Knowing this posture, this breath is here for you at all times. If you wanted to stay here for the 45 minutes, I would also support that. And from this position, you're just going to reach your arms out in front of you overhead. Let your nose hover over the floor. Reach your right thumb up towards the ceiling. Lengthen through the crown of your head to the top of your mat. And then reach your right arm up and off of the floor. Just hover that arm. Think about more length than lift. And feel the action of the shoulder. And then slowly lower that right arm down. Then from here, you're going to do the left arm, thumb up towards the sky. Nose hovering over the mat. Reach that left thumb up towards the sky and reach your fingertips towards the front of your space. Drop that left arm down. Let's do the same thing with the right. Thumb up. Fingertips towards the front of your room. Lengthen, lengthen. And lower down. And then left thumb up. Palm facing in towards the midline. Lift that arm. Think about lengthening that arm. Notice if you're holding your breath as this happens. And lower down. Then from here, you can bring your hands back underneath your forehead. We're going to do each leg. So bring your feet a little closer in towards hip distance apart. Press the big toe mound back behind you. Think about lengthening that leg. And then maybe the leg starts to lift up and off the floor. But notice if you're making this work happen from the low back. And instead, see if you can make this work happen from the hamstring and the glute a little bit, but mostly the hamstring and the quad, I would say. Spinning that inner right thigh up towards the ceiling. Stay for one more inhale. And exhale, lower that leg down. Doing the same thing on the left. Press your big toe mound towards the wall behind you. Spin your inner left thigh up towards the ceiling. And you'll start to feel your hip bone really press down through the floor. And if you're on a hard surface, that might be uncomfortable, so feel free to add a little padding underneath your hips. Good, good, and then lower down. Let's do that same thing on each side. Go right. Reach the big toe mound back. Notice if you're clenching through your low back and let that go. Notice if you're clenching really tightly through your glutes and let that go. And stay for one more inhale. Exhale, lower down. Switching to the left side, same thing. Reach, 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 and lengthen. Feel a slight lifting and bracing of your belly button. And lower down. Reach your arms out in front of you. And then reach both arms and legs off the floor. You're going to roll over onto your right side. This is going to feel really weird because you can't use your arms or your legs. But you're going to notice your whole side waist fire up. Stay for a moment. Really lift. Make sure your arms aren't on the ground, your feet aren't on the ground, and then roll to your belly. Keep your arms and legs lifted. And roll over to your left side. Hover, hover. You might wiggle a little bit. You're trying to find your balance, which will come eventually, but you'll also always be balancing. You won't ever actually fully find just balance. Good, good. And then roll over onto your belly. One more time on each side. Stay for a couple of breaths. Really try not to hold your breath, which is easy to do here. Good. And then roll over one more time to the left. Reach, lengthen, find length. It's almost like you're doing a handstand on your side. Good, good. And then roll on down. Take a moment just to let go of all that tension. Let your shoulders round forward. Let your heels splay out. Take a full breath in. And a full breath out. And then draw your elbows to 90 degrees, actually slightly less than that. So elbows are almost just underneath your shoulders, forearms rooting down, nose hovering over the floor. On an inhale, roll your shoulders down and back. Drop your tailbone down, softly root down through your forearms to lift the front of the collarbones, gazing just the top of your mat. Exhale, slowly lower your way down. Roll the shoulders, drop the tailbone, root down to lift up. Stay here for a breath. And exhale, lower down. Do that 2 more times. On your second one, we're going to stay at the top, so don't rush, because then you'll have to linger longer as you wait for me. Lower down. Roll the shoulders. This is your second one right here. Drop the tailbone, lift the belly button. Good, good. And then reach your fingertips behind you, fingertips towards toes, tops of the feet down. Stay here for an inhale. And just the same, we roll down. Let your nose hover over the floor, so it's not a full relax. Roll the shoulders back. Reach the fingertips towards the toes, crown of the head to the top of your mat. Lift, lift. Hover, stay for a breath. And exhale, lower down. 2 more times here. Roll the shoulders, reach the fingertips. You're basically creating a little torpedo with your body. Reach and hold, lower down. 1 more. Roll the shoulders, reach the fingertips, hover and hold. Keep this lift and place your hands right by your lowest rib so that elbows and wrists are stacked, 90-degree bend. And then push yourself up to a tabletop. From tabletop, make sure you're in more or less the middle of your mat. Root down through your hands to spread through your shoulders. Have a slight drop of your tailbone just so there's no big arch in the back. And then reach your right leg back behind you, big toe mound to the floor. Lift up the kneecap, engage the quad, pressing forward and back on that right big toe mound so you can work into your ankles and your toes a little bit. Got to ease our way into the day. Good, good. And then from here, swing that left foot off to a diagonal, the left leg, I should say, or shin. Root down through your left hand and rotate over so that your chest is facing the right side of your mat. Really push down for that left hand and reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Flex your right toes towards your shin and lift that right leg up and off the floor so it's right in line with your hip. And then point those toes and flex those toes. Point the toes and flex the toes. Point and flex. Now you're going to keep flex, lower an inch, and then point and lift your foot. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Do that 2 more times. Start to feel that outer right glute fire up. Good, good. And then keep your toe pointed. It's going to be little pulses, lower and lift, lower and lift. Pulse, pulse, pulse. For 3, for 2, for 1, drop that right foot down, root down to the right foot and the left shin to rise up. Now you're in a modified warrior 2, sorry for my back. Reach your right arm down your right thigh, flip your left palm up and flip up and over, finding length from left knee all the way up towards your fingertips. And then open up underneath your armpit, gaze underneath that armpit so you can get your chest towards the ceiling one day. Good. And then from here, cartwheel your hand down, reach your right arm up and over for a modified side angle. Right arm is long and strong. And then let that arm kind of cartwheel down to the ground. And you're going to breathe into your right ribs, circling the arm down, rounding to the right side body. Inhale, circle up. Circle the right arm. Draw that nice little rainbow. Breathe into the right side ribs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle. Inhale, reach. 1 more. Circle, circle. Exaggerate the cinching of your left waist and the lengthening of your right waist. Good, and rise on up. Take that right hand down to the ground. Come back to your quadruped. And we're going to find that cinching on the left side again. So bring your left hips, or bring both of your hips over to the left, and bring your shoulders over to the left. And you'll feel this kind of cinching of that left side. So you're shortening the left side, you're lengthening the right. And then move over to the right side, cinch the right side waist, hold here. activity, muscles that you probably didn't even realize you could just activate by moving side to side. Move over to the left. Cinch that left side waist. You could even look over your left shoulder. And then move over to the right. Cinch that right side waist. Gaze over the right shoulder. Beautiful. And then move back to center. Lengthen out your left leg. Rocking forward and back. Just really pressing down to the big toe mound. Working into the calf and the ankle and the feet. Little snap, crackle pops for some of us maybe. Good, good. And then bring that right shin over to the right. Take your left foot down to the floor. Root down through your right hand and open up so you're in a modified side plank. Flex your toes and lift that left leg so it's hovering off the floor. From here, we point and flex without moving the leg first, just to get the idea of what's going on with that foot. Point and flex. Good, good. And then from here, it's going to be a flex and lower, point and lift. Flex, lower, point, lift. So not the full lower, just a couple of inches. Just firing up that outer glute. It's a little spicy, I'd say. One more. Good. Keep that foot pointed. We're just going to pulse. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Hello, outer left glute. This side feels really weak. And so you might notice that one side might feel totally different. Good, good. Hold. And then press that left foot down. Open up to your modified warrior two. So root down to lift up. Beautiful. Take your left hand down your left thigh. Reach up and over. Finding length from right knee all the way to right fingertips. And then open up your chest, gaze underneath that right armpit. And that might add a little bit more release somewhere. And drop that right hand down. Reach your left arm up and over. So this is your side angle. And then we'll exaggerate that by reaching the left fingertips to the floor, rounding to the left side body and cinching to the right side. Inhale, open up. Swim the arm down towards the floor. Lengthen one side as you shorten the other. Good, good. I think we have two more. Keep our two sides even. Beautiful. And from here, we can circle that top arm down to the ground. Come back to your quadruped. One more time, we'll just kind of cinch the side waist, over the left shoulder. Cinch the right side waist, looking over the right shoulder. One more on each side. And then we'll do what we're all probably craving, is a little cat and cat. So once you're ready, move back to center. Take your chest forward, let your belly button drop. Pull the collarbones between the arms. Exhale, drop the tailbone, look towards the belly button. Let your head really just droop. Find length in the back of the neck. Breathe between the shoulder blades. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, drop the tailbone, look towards the belly button. And do that as many more times as feels good. If you want to add a little swaying side to side, a little circling of the hips, maybe some C curves. You do what feels good. And eventually, you'll land back to a neutral spine. You'll bring your forearms down to the floor. Tuck your right toes and lengthen out that right leg behind you. And then tuck your left toes, lengthen out that left leg, drop your tailbone down, pull the chest forward, landing into a forearm plank. Stay for an inhale. Stay for an exhale. Drop your knees down, let your thighs come down, let your hips come down, and pull your chest forward. So now you're into a Sphinx Pose. From here, take your right hand, over to your left wrist. And you're gonna land on your right side, preparing for a version of a side plank. So your elbow is underneath your shoulder, the bottom knee is gonna bend. You're gonna bend in line with your top knee, I should say. Root down to that right side and lift your hips up. So now you're in a modified side plank. Stay here in this side plank. Flex your left toes and lift that left leg off of your right leg. Good, good. Lower the leg down, lower the hips down, and we'll just reset. Press down to the right side. Press down through that bottom leg. Reach up, lift that top leg, keep the toes flexed. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. point and lift. Flex, lower, point, lift. Do that 2 more times. Last one right here. Hold for a breath. And then lower that hip down. We're gonna roll over to the other side, but first pause in your Sphinx Pose, chest forward, shoulders back. Moving over to that left side. Making sure the elbows underneath the shoulder, bend the bottom leg, press down to the outer edge of your right foot, the big toe side. Push down to lift up. Nice proud chest. We do this one as just a kind of a check-in to make sure we have all of our measurements right, our angles right, so we're not adding stress to the shoulder. Lift and hold that top leg up, and then lower down. Maybe you need to make an adjustment. If you do, do it now. And then we're gonna press down to lift up. Nice and active, rooting down at the forearm. Top leg lifted, it's gonna be flex and lower, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Do that 3 more times with control. Good, good. And then you're gonna hold the top, stay for a breath. Lower the leg down, lower the hip down, and lower onto your belly. Find that Sphinx pose. Beautiful. Put your hands down to the floor. Push back to a child's pose, hips towards heels. Reaching your fingertips out in front, let your forehead come down to the mat. Lengthening from hip to fingertip. And maybe taking a moment to walk your hands over to one side, since we are going to be focusing a lot on the side waist. Might feel even better than usual. Breathing into those left ribs. And walking your hands through the middle, over to the left. Breathing into the right rib. Hands back to center. Pull yourself into your quadruped. Hands 2 inches in front of your shoulders. Tuck your toes and lift your knees. Hips move all the way back to a nice down dog. Pedal through your feet. Rooting down through every knuckle, sending your chest towards your thighs. Keeping your knees bent. Lift your heels all the way up. Drop the heels all the way over to the right. And really send your left hips up towards the upper corner of your space. Breathe into that left side waist. Inhale, lift your heels. Move them over to the left. And reach your hips all the way up towards, your right hips all the way up towards the upper corner of your space. Take your time, root down through the feet. Lift the heels, do that 1 more time in each direction. Rooting down to lift those hips. Inhale, lift. Over to the left. Inhale, lift. Shift your weight forward to a tall plank. Shoulders just past the wrist. Bring your right heels over to the right. Root down to the right hand and open up to your side plank. Hopefully you feel strong and sturdy since we've warmed up through those regions. Reach your right arm up and overhead and circle that right arm down by your side. And sorry, it's your left arm. Your right hand is down, but your left arm is up. Good, good, good. Circle that left hand down to the ground. Bring your heels over to the left. Same thing on the other side. Reach down to your left hand. Reach the right arm up. Circle the right arm up and over. There's a slight cinching of the bottom waist. A slight lengthening of the top waist. Beautiful. Bring those hands down to the ground. Hips move up and back to down dog. Knees come down. Hips move back. Bring your hands back behind you. Fingertips spread wide. Root down through the hands and lift your chest up. Send some breath to the front of the collarbones. Send some space to the front of the neck. And exhale, collapse the chest and start to roll your way forward. through your puppy pose, so hips over your knees, hands out in front of you, and slither your way down to the mat. From here, we're gonna reach our right arm up and overhead and roll over onto the right side body. Once you're on your right side body, find balance with your hips stacked over hips, knees stacked over knees, and your head just resting on your upper arm. From here, you're just gonna point your bottom foot, lift that top leg, and internally rotate that top leg from the hip socket. So that knee kind of turns in. Flex the toes and lower down. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. And so with this internal rotation, that should kind of stop you from going too much beyond your hip. You don't need to worry about trying to get that leg as high as possible. We want to feel the activation as you land in line with your hip. Beautiful. Then from here, you're going to pause at the top, keep that toe pointed, circle 6 tiny little circles in one direction. The smaller, the better, the more you'll be in control of your hips and your pelvis. Good, and then switch the direction of that circle. 6 little circles on your system. I'll never know if you did it, but you will. And then lower that leg down. Take a moment of relief. And when you're ready, lift that top leg. Point your bottom toes and lift your bottom leg to meet the top leg and lower both legs down. Lift the top leg, lift the bottom, and lower down. Top, bottom, slowly release. We're gonna do 3 more. We're gonna do counts of 6 for all of these movements. Top, bottom, slowly lower. Last one here. And then from here, we're gonna lift both legs together up towards the sky and lower down. Almost think about using the bottom leg to lift the top leg, and you'll feel your inner thighs fire up. There's 2. Here's 3. You might start to feel your obliques, the upper side of your torso fire up. Pausing at the top. Do 2 more, just the same. Ooh, baby. 1 more. Good, good. And then here comes the full shebang. So check in, make sure your hips are stacked. Bring your top arm down by your thigh, root down to the bottom arm. You're gonna reach your top fingertips towards your toes so you make a smile with your whole body. Good, and lower down. Do 5 more. Root down to lift up. Stay for a moment. Root down, lift up. Beautiful, you have 3 more. And use your breath. Inhale, lower. Exhale, root down to lift. Inhale, lower. Last one right here. Beautiful. Take a moment, maybe even take this top arm by your ear just to find a little bit more length, like the mermaid that you are. Good. And then from here, bring this arm back down in front. Bend your knees so your knees are right in line with your hips. Your knees are still stacked. You're going to glue your heels together and just lift that top knee up and off of your bottom knee. And slowly lower. Lift. And lower. You want to add a little bit of resistance without grabbing any bands or weights or anything. You just place your top hand on top of your thigh. Just for a little bit more spice in your leg. Good, good. Lift to the top. Lower an inch and lift. Lower an inch and lift. We'll go for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1, and then keep this lift. You're going to internally rotate from the hip. So you're going to basically bring your heel around your knee and then right back to where you started. Rotate around the knee and right back to where you started. Little internal rotation and right back. You have 3 more, just the same. Good, good. Once you tap your toes back together, still think about rotating your knee open. Exaggerate that. Feel that outer glute. Beautiful. Then bring your legs back together. You can reach up and overhead and just roll over onto your other side. I'm going to turn all the way around so you can still see me. It's the left arm underneath your ear. Your legs nice and long. Your hips are stacked. Oh, and also, we didn't check in with the side waist, but we do want a little bit of space, about a hand amount of space underneath your side waist. So just check in with that. So you're still active on that lower side. Reach your right leg and internally rotate from the hip. Flex the toes and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Beautiful. 3 more to make that the count of 6 that we're going for. Next time you get to the top, you're going to stay there and draw 6 little circles to the front. Really subtle, but makes quite the difference. Good. Switch the direction. 3, 2, 1. Stay and hold for a moment. Then lower that leg down. Actually lift it back up. I lied. You're going to bring that bottom leg to meet your top leg. Squeeze. And lower. Beautiful. 5 more. Very nice. Check back in with that bottom waist. You want to keep some action there. And then notice too, I noticed it myself, if your top hip starts to move too far forward or too far back, that's normal. Just check back in. Once we get to 6, which I believe is right about here, you're going to lower down with control, and then both legs are going to come up. Point the toes, lift the legs, hover. Good, and lower. Lift up, and lower. Here comes number 3. And lower, you have 3 more. Lift. Good, 2 more. Beautiful, 1 more. Lift, hover, hold. Lower down, and let's place that top arm by our side. Press through that bottom hand. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Try to touch your toes. It won't happen, but you can try. Good, lower down. Root down to lift up. Good, lower down. Root down, lift up. There's 3. We're halfway. Lift and hold. Good, 2 more. Beautiful. Last one. Root down to lift up. Good. Lower. Bend the knees in line with your hips. Start to glue your feet together and lift that top leg. And lower down. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Notice if this movement is coming from the low back. If you feel your whole top hip moving back, try to keep this top hip in line with your bottom hip. Use the outer glute to make this happen. That means you might not lift as high as you thought you could or should. There is no should. Good, good. Stay at the top. Lower an inch. And lift. Lower. And lift. 3, 4, 5. At the top, you're going to hold. Internally rotate. And externally rotate. 1. Here's 2. Really turn that knee out when you get to the bottom of the movement. Very nice. Here's 5. You have 1 more. Good. Bring that knee back to connect to the bottom. Lengthen out in front of you. Take a moment just to relax. Round the shoulders forward. Good. And from here, you're going to place your hands by your lowest rib band. Lift the chest, shoulders back, tops of the feet down. Press down through your hands. Press down to the tops of your feet and lift your hips so you land into up dog. And from here, hips move up and back or down through your hands, and you'll land into a down dog. Lift the right leg up towards the sky. Heel up, toes down. Keep your right hip closed to the ground. Spin your inner right thigh up towards the ceiling. And exhale, send right knee to right elbow. Hover and hold. Step that right foot next to right thumb. Drop the left knee down and use your right hand to push the knee away. Open up your chest. Just one of those feel-good stretches, in my humble opinion. Gaze over your right shoulder. Hips move back towards your left heel. Right toes lift up and your right heel roots down. Pull the chest forward to find a little bit of length through your spine. Move forward and back just a couple of times. Knee turns out. You can keep your chest towards the front of your mat, or if you like that rotation, you can go for it. And we're just going to explore a couple times, moving forward and back between these two positions. Lovely. When you feel good about that, come back through the center, tuck your back toes and lift your back knee, open up to the right. Really root down to lift up. Pull that right hip back, lift the left kneecap, and stay for another breath. When you're ready, plant your right hand down, step back to a tall plank. Hips move up and back to a down dog. Soft bend the knees will help lengthen through your spine. Lift your left leg up towards the sky, inner thigh spinning up. Hips staying squared to the floor. Exhale, send knee to left elbow, hover, hold before you step that left foot next to the left hand. Drop the right knee down. Push the left knee away and open up, gaze over the left shoulder. Really exaggerate the falling of that right hip flexor towards your mat. And send your hips back towards your right heel. Flex the left toes. Send the chest forward, shoulders back. And then on your own time, on your own rhythm and breath, you'll pull yourself forward to your long lunge and shift your hips back, staying in either one as long as feels good to you, whatever you need right now. Beautiful. Eventually we'll all land in our nice long lunge. Left knee over left ankle, root down through your right hand. Tuck your back toes and lift that back knee, open up to the left. Pull the collarbones towards the front of the mat, lengthen from sternum to belly button, and then rotate. Look towards your top hand. Plant that left hand down, step back to your tall plank. One more time, hips move up and back to down dog. From here, you're going to step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Drop your hips down, pull your chest forward. Feel free to shimmy side to side. From here, the hips are going to come all the way down. It doesn't have to be pretty. You just plop down to the floor. And then press your heels down and pull your chest forward. So there's length from crown of the head to your sits bones. Reach your fingertips forward. Start to roll through your low back. So lead with your low back to the floor. There's this kind of hollowing happening with your torso. You're gonna roll, roll, roll. Eventually you'll find a place where if you went any further, you just fall back. So instead of falling back, you're gonna pull yourself forward and over your thighs. Roll away from your thighs. Scoop through the tailbone. Think hip bones. Move away from thigh bones. Fingertips reach forward. Reach the fingertips all the way forward. Roll over your thigh. And pull away. And roll forward. So we're just going to continue that pattern, rolling away. Each time you might get a little bit further. Yes, good. There is no rush. You kind of move on your own rhythm. And some of you, if you're going really far and you're kind of playing with that range, you might stay for a little while just to explore. Good, good. Roll, roll, roll. Let's do two more just kind of warm-ups. You can always grab your thighs, the backs of your thighs if you need to get a little support. That's totally fine. Roll, roll, and scoop. Reach the fingertips forward. This is going to be your last, well, not your last one. I shouldn't say that. This one's going to lead us down to the floor. So scoop and roll. All the way down. You're trying not to plop. You're rolling through your low back. Rolling through an imprint all the way onto your back. Reach your arms up and overhead without letting your ribs flare. So really only reach as far as you can, maintaining rib-tip connection. Reach your fingertips towards your toes, look towards the tops of your knees, and slowly curl yourself up without using momentum. And reach all the way forward. So this is our full roll back. Roll, roll, roll. As slow as you can. Almost comically slow. Last one there wins. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Look towards the tops of your knees. Flex yourself forward. Beautiful. Do that 2 more times. If you like to add a challenge, you could lengthen out your legs. For some of you, you might actually find that to be easier because you might have tight hip flexors. So maybe just try it, even if you're like, I'm not ready for more of a challenge. You could be surprised. It might be a little bit more doable. Wherever you choose, you are reaching forward. And with the straight legs, it actually adds a nice little release of the hamstrings. A nice little stretch of the back, so that can always be good. Next time you roll back, you're going to stay on your back. Yes, yes, yes. Reach your arms overhead. This time you can let your ribs flare. If that happens, you can let your shoulders land. Just give a big stretch like you just got up and out of bed. Good, then place your arms down by your side. Press down to the back of your head so you can lift your shoulders and then drop them back down. Spread nice and wide. Plant your heels just in front of your glutes. Drop your low back down to the floor. So moving into an imprint without pressing through your feet. So your feet are on the floor, but you're not using the push to make that happen. Inhale, release. Rather, you're gathering through your low belly. Through that rib tip connection, pressing down to the low back. Stay for a breath. Good, and release that effort. Very nice. Press down through your low back. Find that imprint. Place the heels of your hands on your hip bones, the fingertips on your pubic bone, and release into a neutral spine. So your hip bones and your pubic bone are parallel to the ceiling. Exhale, press down so your hip bones are below your pubic bone. That's your imprint. Move back to neutral. Do that 2 more times. I only like to be explicit about that because I used to think neutral was more my natural curve, and that actually caused more pain, so it's not worth it. Next time you land into neutral, stay there. Hands come down by your side. Look towards the tops of your knees. Roll up. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Stay here in your ab prep. For a nice inhale. Exhale to lower down. Lengthen the back of your neck. Look towards the tops of your knees. Reach your fingertips towards your toes. Stay here. Bring your hands back behind your head and push your head into your hands. Your elbows you can see in your peripherals. You're going to lower down an inch, separating that rib tip connection only an inch. Exhale, come back up. Use the rib tip connection rather than your hands. Release an inch. Exhale, come back up. Inhale, release. Exhale, come back up. Do that 2 more times. 1 more. Beautiful, and lower down. You can keep your hands here if you'd like, or if you'd like to set up with your hands by your side, you can do that. We're going to do that same sequence 2 more times. Lengthen the back of your neck. Look towards the tops of your knees. Roll up. Hands eventually land behind your head. Inhale, lower. Exhale, reach up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more. Last one. Stay for a moment. Feel that maybe shake or tremble and slowly lower down. Take a moment to really release. You might even pull your knees into your chest if that feels like it serves you. And we'll do that 1 more time. Neutral spine. You can always check in with your hands. Hip bones and pubic bone parallel to the ceiling. Roll yourself up to your ab prep. Hands behind the head. Lower down an inch. Exhale, reach. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Final 2. Beautiful, and lower down. We are going to come back up into an ab prep. We're going to add a little bit of rotation. So when you're ready, lengthen the back of your neck. Roll yourself up. You're going to take your left elbow over to the right side without cranking, without rolling all the way over. Almost think about circling around the midline. And roll back to center. Shoulder blades try to hover off the floor. Reach your right elbow over to the left side. You're moving around the midline like you're the stripe around a barber pole. You're just circling right around. Good. Come back to center. And roll over to the left. Sorry, left elbow to the right, I should say. Good. Move back to center. And right elbow over to the left. One more on each side. You should be starting to feel a little bit of fatigue. Only the good stuff, right? Come back to center. Switch sides. Good. Center. Reach your fingertips forward. Stay in your ab prep for a moment. And release that effort. One more layer to that. So take a moment to really release. Then you have the energy. You have the strength to get into the work. All right, here it comes. Lengthen the back of your neck. Roll your shoulder blades off the floor. Reach your fingertips forward. Hands move behind the head. You're going to rotate your left elbow to your right side, and your right knee moves in towards your elbow. You may or may not make contact. Don't make that the goal. Good. Bring that right foot down and roll to the other side. Beautiful. Bring that left foot down. Roll to the other side. Around the midline, trying not to crank your neck. Good, good. Switch sides. And here, if all is going well, you could bring one knee in as the other leg lengthens. And bring one leg in as the other leg lengthens. You might decide you prefer your fingertips out in front. I find that's a little harder for me to rotate my chest. Or at least to be honest about rotating my chest. Good, good. Do one more on each side. The slower, the better. Good. Moving back through the center. Pull your knees in and roll your shoulders down. Give a good rock side to side. Take one hand to one knee and one hand to the other and circle the knees around the hips. And change the direction of that circle. And reach arms and legs in opposition. Give that stretch again like you just got out of bed. And then plant your heels just outside of your glutes, arms by your side. Start to drop down to your imprinted spine. Press your low back down to the floor. Root down through your whole foot, spread through your toes. Try not to clench the toes. Hips gradually lift up and off the floor. Rolling up all the way to the top of the glute bridge as slow as you possibly could go. Press down, spread through your shoulder blades. Drop the tailbone. Feel again that rib tip connection so we're not splaying through the ribs. And slowly melt your way down, moving from upper back to mid back to low back. We'll do that one more time, just the same. Scoop through the low back. Root down to the feet. Start to lift the hips. Stay for an inhale. And exhale, slowly melt your way down. Good, good. When you're ready for your final resting pose, decide what your body needs. Maybe you take your feet as wide as your mat and let your knees just kind of knock in. Maybe take soles of feet together and knees nice and wide. Or maybe more of a traditional shavasana, or you lay on your side or on your belly. There's so many options, so little time. Once you find your resting posture, take a nice deep breath in, fill up all the way. Spreading through the ribs to the top of the collarbones, down to the low belly. Slowly release that breath out through your nose. Soften through the low back, through the hips, through the ankles and toes. Take another deep breath in, just the same. And exhale, slowly release. Let your eyes close. and rest. I encourage you to stay here as long as your body allows. And I hope to see you all next week. Have a great day.
Thank you, Anna.
Take care.